Morning, Forrest.
Hey.
Hola. So I just shared the community call agenda in Notion for anyone who would like to follow along. It's in the scheduling channel. We've got a lot of people on the call already. I'm sure some more will join, but I think for time's sake, we can get started with check-ins. Let's see, are there any new folks? I see a Martine or Martin. Welcome. So I will give the run through since we've got some new folks. So for check-in, when it's your turn, you can share if you have any requests or like special things that you'd like to discuss as a part of our call today that's outside of the normal agenda. Like if you have any big highlights, and then giving praise to yourself and your fellow comrades on your turn. If we can try to limit the praise sharing to like 45 seconds or a minute each, just to keep things efficient, that's great. And it seems like a lot of people have already shared their praise in the praise channel. So if you've got a lot, maybe just sharing a few of the highlights. And then at the end of your turn, pass the microphone to someone else that hasn't yet shared, so that there aren't any big like awkward pauses. I can go ahead and get us started off. So let me just scroll up to my praise. I don't have any extra agenda requests. I'd like to praise Mia for the onboarding session with me and discussing, the opportunity of like pulling questions from her mind as she's going through onboarding and seeing how, like what questions maybe other contributors might have and supporting in some training resources. I'd like to praise Willie, Lauren, and Griff for gathering in person in beautiful Colorado and working on things together. The comms team for being super organized and productive and having some great calls as always. Danny Bell for facilitating the governance calls and sticking to our advice process. I'd like to praise, this is like real deep gratitude praise, Griff, Donna, Mia, Ashley, and Lauren for playing different roles and supporting my upcoming maternity leave and really helping me out. My partner Alon and I are just so grateful to all of you. And then praising Ashley for juggling lots with project verification and communication stuff and onboarding, and praising Mitch for the awesome article that he's written that didn't even really require any QA. And with that, I will pass the mic to Hannah.
Hello. Let's see, I don't have any agenda items to add to this week either, but I would like to praise, Griff, Lauren, Mateo for helping me so much with like some like basically TEC stuff and getting into the hat, and like being awesome teammates and helping me out in like that regard. And then praise Forrest for you getting ready for maternity leave. That's so important, and kind of figuring all of that out. And then also praise for Shell for reaching out, and we've chatted a little bit, and we're going to put some time on the calendar to meet this week and kind of go over some of our responsibilities and what we can do more. And so that kind of sums up some of it for me, and I will pass it to Willie.
Thanks, Hannah. Morning, everybody. To be fair, we haven't done too much work on the gig economy stuff yet. I think last week was a big week for TEC Hatch, which congratulations on making that a successful raise. And I took the opportunity to get a head start on a lot of the Shapeshift stuff. Busy week at Shapeshift, but this next week for sure, Thursday, Friday, we're going to be hacking on gig economy, and I can't wait. Hopefully we'll make a lot of progress. I want to praise each and every one of you guys for being on the call, being part of this community, and all of the love and energy you guys contribute to the Giveth Galaxy. I really appreciate every bit of it. And also wanted to praise Lauren and Griff for the successful hatch raise at TEC. I know it's not easy fundraising, and you guys put so much energy into making that a success. So congrats and praise. And I will pass it to Mitch.
Thanks. I'll just give a couple highlights from praise. I want to praise to Mohammed and Matteo for helping me with testing and pushing issues through. I'd like to praise Monique for staying on top of the GitHub. I'd like to praise Danny for her feedback and mediation skills. I would like to praise everyone in the comms team just for having really good calls and constantly brainstorming new stuff. And there was one more. Oh, praise to Ashley for diving into source credit analytics, and praise to Mia for jumping in, asking questions, and being eager to get involved. And I will give it to Mia.
Good morning, everyone. I have no agenda items to add, but I'd like to praise Lauren for making a Give Economy summary video, very, very informative. Donna for meeting and sending informative and useful links in support of the onboarding process. Forrest and Mitch for assistance in onboarding, and Mitch for fixing copy discrepancies between Notion and Docs. And I'm gonna send it to Ashley.
Hey everybody, good morning. I just want to start out and say thanks for all of your patience with me this week. It's been kind of a slow progress week for me as far as power outages and Wi-Fi outages, and then traveling with Danny for the presentation, and I've just kind of been feeling under the weather the past couple of days. So thanks for your patience, and hopefully this next week we can have better power in Costa Rica. So I have some praise. I have a lot, but I put it in the channel already. I want to praise Danny Bell for giving that presentation and onboarding newcomers into the crypto space, highlighting Giveth and showing people how easy it is to support the projects that they love. I want to praise Matteo for all of his help with the source cred stuff and running it locally and figuring out how it all works. I want to praise Hannah for working with me with all of the spreadsheet stuff and getting everybody's contributor information updated. I want to praise Frishelle for creating a registry of everybody's roles within Giveth. I want to praise Lauren for helping me to understand the TEC hatch and how I can get involved, and also Lauren for making this really awesome walkthrough video of the Giveth economy. I want to praise Mitch for the hack session on Amplitude and helping me to understand how to retrieve the data that I'm looking for. I want to praise Rodri and Marco for the great design work that they've been doing and the mockups that they put in, and I want to praise Mia for helping with documentation, contributors guide, and as she goes through the onboarding process, it's really nice to have that information of newcomers coming in. And I want to praise Matteo for all his ideas around making our applications more resilient and how we can curate projects but in a better way. I want to praise Amin and Bowen for their work on the Giveth Bridge. And I want to praise Mitch for his great Medium post. Let's see. And everybody who also created profiles on the forum this week and started getting involved in topic discussions there. And there's more, but I think I've used my time, so I will pass the mic to Danny Bell.
Now, can you skip me for a moment? I'll come back.
Hey guys, I want to praise Mitch for helping to QA issues. Praise Amin, the man who is behind all PRs with precise and code reviews. Praise Monique for trying to make devs focus on the sprint goals. Praise Ramin and Cherik for improving UI. Praise Matteo for showing verified campaigns in the Giveth IO in beautiful UI. Praise Lauren and Gabe for onboarding me to TEC and help me to dive in TEC. Praise Ashley and Danny for giving us the DAO role. Praise Donna for showing a demo of Garden to Trace guys. And praise Forrest for facilitate the call. I pass it to Amin.
Hi, happy Sunday. I want to praise Romy and Churik. You know, Romy has changed the Giveth Trace UI drastically. You will notice somehow exactly in the wallet console. I want to praise Churik. I said because he's he has made most of the give drop UI, just the components UI in 1 week. I want to praise Monique for his managing the issues and align make the user make the devs to adhere the sprint goal and not that's it. I want to praise Kai because he managed the vessel and authorized us for managing the vessel and gave a US email address to US Trace team. And I want to praise Mitch for his contribution to the analytics of US Trace. And yeah, I guess my time is over. I want to pass it to Danny.
I'm going to praise myself for noticing what everybody's been doing in Discord and giving my praise throughout the week liberally to you all and recognizing the things right in the very moment. And then I'm going to praise everybody who pays such attention to what's happening in the week and can deliver praise here. And I'll type that in the praise channel. I am not going to try to address everybody's praise right now because I have my brain in another place, but I will praise especially those of you new folks who are showing up in this call to find out how you can participate. And that's where I'm going to keep my praise moment here on this train audibly. And I will pass it. Hannah, have you gone yet?
Yep, I have. Yep, I have.
Okay, I'm sorry. I don't know. I was solving something else. So, Amin, okay.
Oh, me, pick me.
Oh, Mimi. Lauren, how about Lauren?
Yeah, great. Okay, cool. Hey, everybody. Good morning. I would like to praise Mitch for writing the Project Spotlight Medium article. I want to praise everybody who got into the TEC hatch, and I think it's Monique, Ramin, Mohammed, Amin, Kai, Danny, Ashley, Hannah, Mateo, Griff, Willie, Donna, Bowen, James. Just for getting involved and especially all the people who I was talking to last minute yesterday who were going through all the steps. I'm going to praise Mia for jumping in as a contributor and already looking for ways to add value to Giveth. Also Carlos joined the TEC hatch. I want to praise Mateo for working on making Giveth.io more resilient and his awesome forum post and all the thoughtfulness and effort he put into it. I want to praise Rodri for getting the liquidity mining Figma mockups out already and for the one-on-one call that we had together in Spanish. It was super fun explaining to him about the Give economy. I want to praise Marco also for design advice, for overseeing and onboarding new contributors, for suggesting to create the Give Economy summary video to streamline onboarding people. I want to praise Ashley for leading the Regenerative Commons Coalition and for always being there as a great backup for live streaming the calls whenever I have crappy internet. And I want to praise everybody who's pushing the Circles platform proposals through: Mitch, Ashley, Danny, Forrest, and myself. I want to praise Danny for her presentation, onboarding new people into crypto and explaining to them a little bit about Giveth. And I want to praise everybody who's been testing the garden: Mitch, Monique, Ramin, Mohammed, Griff for sending us all the give to get started with that. I'll pass it to Griff.
Hey guys, sorry Lauren and I are just sharing one computer, but I want to praise Mateo, Monique, Lauren, Marco, Mitch, and Mia for engaging in the forum post about making Giveth.io more resilient. And along the same lines, I want to praise Amin and Monique for taking security so seriously and getting the security audit on Trace done with a security professional. It's very nice. I want to praise Donna and Bowen for making so much progress on the airdrop list. I want to praise Edu from DAppNode and Amin for getting the smart contracts out for the Give Drop and Give Mining launch on chain. I want to praise Forrest, Donna, and Monique for all their management support. The behind the scenes work is so critical and makes everything run so smoothly. And Forrest for taking on facilitation of our calls. I want to praise Lauren for getting everyone in Giveth into the TEC at the very last minute. Incredible work. And also praise Lauren for the awesome Twitter every day, making the Twitter happen. I want to praise Willie, John, Paula, and Kevin Owaki for hosting Lauren and I at our house so we can work on Giveth in their driveways. I want to praise Mitch most of all for all the great memes. You're the only one holding down the meme channel, Mitch. You're a hero. Thank you. And I don't know who to pass it to. Oh, I see Martin.
Hi, team. I'm just popping in here from an invite to review you guys and get interested in your project, which is amazing. And going on your theme, I guess, to praise Mia for the invites. I'm fascinated by what you guys are doing and look forward to discussing design ideas with you. And just getting to know all of you, which is great. So I guess praise to all of you for letting me join in. Thanks, everyone. I guess I'm not sure who's left that I can hand it over to.
Thank you so much for joining, Martin. Really appreciate you. Always great to see a new face. Ramin, I'm curious, have you gone yet?
No, I'm not yet.
Okay, would you like to go ahead?
Hi, everyone. First, I want to praise Mitch for UAT testing and helping us find out the bugs and can fix the bugs. Then I want to praise Lauren for helping me on board on the TEC hatch and TEC tokens. He helped me a lot. She helped me a lot. I want to praise Griff for being supportive every time. And then I want to praise all the dev team, especially Matteo, Amin, Monique, Mohammed, and Cherik for jumping into the new features like onboard.js. Now they are working on Next.js and they are adding a new feature every day. And then I want to praise everyone on the Giveth and communication calls for making Giveth better every day. Thank you. I will pass again to Forrest.
Thank you, Ramin. Donna, I believe you haven't gone yet, right?
No, I haven't gone yet. Well, just let me, so I wrote it down. I praise Lauren Griff for taking time and onboarded me on TC. I want to praise the Trace team to help me on the testing of gardens. I want to praise Ashley and Lauren for their support. And I want to praise Forrest for support and also this call, holding this call. And who else remained to pass on to?
Me, I'm missing.
Okay. Oh, yeah. And also I want to praise Mia as well for her great idea and also document on onboarding process. It was great. And I want to pass it to Mia. I've been, so let's go to Matteo. Okay, Matthew.
Okay. Hey everyone, happy Sunday. There's so many praise to give this week. I wrote them all on the channel already, so because my memory sucks, I'll just name a couple of them. So especially everyone that gave me feedback on my posts on making IO resilient, I praise you because you know the freak out session last weekend about it. And that means a lot because I wanted to make it a very powerful application. I want to praise Willie because, man, that position, head of decentralization, that's crazy. I cannot believe that name even. That sounds surreal for me. So congratulations. I know you're going to rock that position. And I don't want to make it longer. So if you're curious what are the rest, go read them in the channel. I'll pass it back to you first.
Awesome. Thanks so much, guys. I believe everyone has gone, but I just want to pause for a moment. Is there anyone that hasn't yet shared? Okay. Awesome. Well, buenos dias from Costa Rica. And yeah, thanks everyone for joining our community call. Martin, our community calls, the intention is for all of our different circles and working groups to just kind of give highlights and updates of what the latest and greatest is, what we've been working on over the past week and kind of our next steps. It's not really a call where we're making decisions. It's more where we're, just sharing. So thank you for joining. And without further ado, we can first dig into governance. There aren't any, to my knowledge, new DAO proposals on Aragon for voting, but there are some newer things in the forum that I have outlined also below here for our governance meeting tomorrow. I just want to kind of pass the mic to Danny to see if there's anything you want to share around governance before we jump into seeing if there are any requests for the agenda tomorrow morning.
No, this seems to be the next thing that's important to work on in our call tomorrow is the working groups and stewards between Freshel's request to have us reconsider or document what our roles and our skills are now that we have the circles. This is a great exercise. I'm about to post some links into the advice process post that Ashley started regarding working groups and stewards around the nomination process within Sociocracy. It's a really nice team building experience, and I'd like to see if that's something that we'd be interested in going through to set these up. And this gives us the beginnings of the process that we want to use going forward as we develop a hiring process. As we define what the roles we hold are, that helps us define what we're missing still to be able to find the right people with the right skills to match our organization as we see a lot of growth coming up in the future. So that's what tomorrow's governance call is primarily about. I've got one stuck thing in the Aragon around Kai's that I haven't sorted out yet, but everybody else should have their tokens. I think I approved everything. There are DAO tokens to be able to vote on proposals. And as you know, anybody can create a proposal on any time there. We just want to go through this advice process. So excited to use the forum and our advice process during the meeting tomorrow to start really clarifying who we are and what we each do and what we need from the wider community to expand, as we are already getting a lot of new support requests in a variety of different ways. So I'm excited about all of that. And that's what our agenda will be tomorrow, to hack on our roles and hiring process and play with some sociocracy.
Awesome. Sounds like a productive meeting. Some of the things that we've got here are the circle working groups and stewards, that organizational chart to review that, what Freshell posted, which is another forum post on here. And then I saw another new forum post around engaging users in decentralized support. So just for everyone to take a look at these forum links before the governance call tomorrow, so you can kind of familiarize yourself and we can be more efficient with our time. And then do you think we'll have any time, like Hannah, are you ready to share your role outline as well?
Yes, I can go over that, at the Gov call tomorrow. That sounds good.
Awesome. And are there any other, I think we'll probably be pretty full with these items, but if there are any other requests, you can speak now or post it in the governance channel on Discord, and we can always get to it the following week or create a forum post for it to get initial advice process. Okay, not hearing anything, so I think we'll move on to our DApp development updates. I will pass the mic to Giveth Trace to run through the latest and greatest.
Yeah, today we released our updates to Giveth Trace. You can, if you drop in Giveth Trace website, you can see that. We added features like Ramin and Mohammed can tell better for details, but I want to summarize that for you. In the UI, we added the feature for changing the wallet and resetting your wallet. So after you chose, if you have chosen a MetaMask, for instance, and now you have the ability to switch to Taurus wallet. Also, we have changed the forums type. We have added Sentry. We have Sentry tracking. We have improved the analytics. We have and we have optimized the code and optimized the dependencies. And in the backend also, let's say. In the backend, we have added the verification project API. It is migrating project from Giveth.io to Giveth Trace. We have Dockerized our backend, so Giveth Trace. So it's now we don't run the process directly on the server. We have used Dockerized the Feather server in order to it helps us in order to expand scale horizontally the application, no matter if the the number of users grows, and we have and one server is not enough for responding a huge number of users. And we have added the Swagger documentation. It's to document our API and allow the third party application to use our API. And that's important. We have added the rate limitation feature in our backend in order to stop attack, spoofing. And any of you, I appreciate if you test application, and in any case if you receive any error, because we have tested the rate limit for ourselves. We have worked with develop, and we thought that the rates are tuned for a regular user. After this feature, from one IP address, we don't accept a huge number of requests, and it will be limited. It will be limited. Yeah. So we have implemented that in 2 layers, one in the one at the gateway of the server in Nginx, and another one, the more complex one, in the Feather server. And we have categorized the request types for each type of service. We have put different rate limit. Yeah, I said much. And I should thank Rami and Mohammed for their hard working on this, implementing these features.
Awesome. Thank you so much for the update, Amin. Mohammed, Amin, do you have anything else that you'd like to share around Trace?
No, thanks to Amin. He said it's all. No, I have nothing to add.
Okay, bueno. Well, thank you guys so much. Amazing work. It sounds like you were really busy this week adding lots of features and backend updates, and exciting that today you released those updates. I'd like to pass the mic now to the Giveth.io team. Mateo, if you'd like to share.
Yeah, of course. Basically, following up the post that I made, I tried to focus the screen on some of the aspects that we should be working on to make the app better than it is right now. I had a pair programming session with Carlos this week to solve many issues that were making the app slower and showing some problems that, for example, Daniel found out around midweek. So that was the focus of this week. Before this sprint ends, the integration with Trace should be happening, at least for all the information that the traceable projects are showing. For example, show the traces in the IO interface and allow it to make a donation. That's the goal. But so far, this week was focused on making the app more optimal than it was. And yeah, I think that's it, pretty much it.
Thank you, Mateo. Bueno. Always great to make sure that things are running quickly and smoothly, and exciting to hear about the integration. And if there's anything else that would like to be said about integration of Trace and Giveth.io together, I'll just take a pause for that.
Well, maybe I want to mention that we had kind of a debate with the Trace team about how it should be the user experience regarding the donation. For example, you find a traceable project in IO. What do? We should focus the donation through the same interface, or should we send it to the Trace page, or should we even consider making a specific address for the traceable projects just to be IO donate possible? For example, there is a little flow in there that can be complicated while we integrate both apps. That is not going to happen very soon. That's going to take more time. So yeah, maybe start a debate, and there we don't have to discuss it right now, but everybody should be thinking like, how should that be a perfect flow for the user? Should we ask him to add a new address for IO, or what's it gonna be? I think that's the main issue that we're having right now, and we made a decision of making, maybe giving the option to the user on IO to go ahead and make a donation with using an address set up in Trace, but that maybe can be trouble for the user jumping from IO to Trace and vice versa. It's kind of messy.
Can I add something? Do you hear me?
Of course, go ahead.
Yeah. About the integration, we decided to, in Giveth we decided to first change the stack to Next.js as Giveth.io. I probably had mentioned in the last call. Also, but we have several functionality issues in Giveth Trace, so we decided to first fix those issues before starting that migration to Next and to the Next.js. Also about the integration, we have made ready the API and the front-end design of the project verification to integrate project from Giveth.io to Giveth Trace. Actually, if there is a verified project in Giveth.io, and you want to make it traceable, it should be tested, but it has been implemented. So we need maybe probably at the end of this sprint we can make it happen. Unfortunately, all of our devs are busy these days, so maybe we cannot migrate to Next.js this week. Start making that, because Churik is working on the token give drop, and Ramin has worked on the project verification, and maybe we have several functionality issues that he should solve before we start the transition. Because if we do if we have functional issues and migrate to Next.js, that issues will remain and they will not be solved. So we gave priority to solving functionality issues. Thanks.
Okay, thank you, Amin. Yeah, that's helpful to understand. Anything else around integrating both of these dApps and also integrating the teams? Okay, thanks guys so much for the update. Next, moving on to the Give economy. We are wrapping up Sprint 13. So the latest updates here around the Give Garden. Donna has met with the OneHive team and is going to begin holding weekly update meetings with them. There's also been a test session of the gardens with our Giveth Trace team, and we've raised issues on the OneHive garden. Donna has connected with Puvle and sent him some love and have been arranging meetings for this week. Just gonna say, and then Donna and Mia have met to discuss a shared onboarding process. For the Give Drop, all the DAOs have been researched and updated. In this Google spreadsheet, Bowen has been compiling a list with new contact info for the additional recipients that we've added. We've got a few additional groups that have been added from the Chili airdrop sheet. The OneHive list has been added, but there's like a couple of discrepancies that we're figuring out and still working through. Obviously, Common Stack Hatch was going on, and a lot of new people have been joining that channel. So I think now that the egg has hatched, we can add the Common Stack list. The Node airdrop detector is up on my crypto, as well as the Give Drop detector, and is ready to. It's live and working, just kind of waiting on that Merkle file. And then Griff and Willie, I believe, are hacking today in person to play with some of the numbers and come up with some comparative options for what range of tokens to use and make a proposal. And then after that, we will update the initial airdrop allocation once we know how many tokens we're dropping and do some sanity checks. While we've got Willie and some others on the call, are there any other updates that maybe have happened since I've last checked around the Give Drop?
I'm not sure about the Give Drop, but I do know I was just checking out some of the sweet designs that Rodri and Marco have been working on for Give mining. Those are looking really good, and I think that'll be one of the focuses this week. Is I think I saw some opportunity where there's still copy needed, so we can kind of hammer out that copy. Basically, looking at like what are the final missing pieces that we need to focus on, and then this Thursday and Friday, especially, we're going to be hacking on the final to-dos. The Griff, do you want to hack today on the liquidity mining stuff? I'm open to.
I wasn't planning on it. Although we could definitely have a quick sync on it if you're down. But no, I wasn't planning on doing any Give mining stuff today.
Cool. We can save it for Thursday and Friday and just buckle down, lock ourselves in a room and hack.
With a whiteboard, I hope. I will say, if you don't mind me jumping in, did Edu actually deploy the smart contracts on chain? Do you know?
I don't know.
I think he messaged me and he said that it was done. So anyway, there has definitely been some progress on the Give mining and Give Drop smart contract side. Amin and Edu have been pushing that forward. Amin got the testnet pools tokens going, and so that's been good. Donna and Bowen, I believe, have all of the lists. We have everything working on the DAO, the additions to the airdrop. So we'll get some scenarios. Which I think those scenarios need to be done before Willie and I get into a room anyway, to see where we pull the tokens out for additional airdrop recipients. And then Donna, is there anything else on the Give Economy side that you want to give updates on?
No, but Bowen just asked 2 questions in the group that we have. Have you seen that? He said there are multiple instances of the same addresses with names attached, and there's one that has 192 addresses without names, but with number of proposals voted. So he's not sure which one to choose.
Well, we should definitely schedule a hack session on finishing that.
Yeah. Okay. I'm taking care of that. Okay. When will you be available, Griff, for hack session?
We can schedule during DM, on DM.
Okay.
Awesome. Thanks, guys. So yeah, other simple updates around the Give mining. The simple poll for the 10% in liquidity mining passed for 5 years. So next step to move that to 5 years, 10% Aragon voting, and just continue watching what DAppNode does for configuration. As Willie mentioned, Rodri has made some initial mock-ups for Give mining. There's a Figma link here if you'd like to check that out under design. Marco is making some comments in that Figma file, and anyone else who would like to review can put their comments in Figma. And Rodri's working on the brand guide at the moment. And yeah, Willie also called it to schedule a coffee hack session with Lauren, and then myself and Donna, and anyone else who would like to join. For development, Amin has deployed the tokens and pools needed for building testing of the Give economy, and he's shared his latest update in our Rinkeby testing deployment Notion doc that is also pasted here in the agenda. For project verification, Ashley has been like juggling a million bajillion things, so probably in our next sprint we'll work a little bit more on project verification and creating some documentation for onboarding. And otherwise with onboarding, Lauren this past week recorded an awesome overview walkthrough video to help with onboarding new designers and contributors to the Give economy for all the various pieces of the Give economy. And then, the onboarding with Donna is going well. She and I are going to meet today and transition tomorrow's Give economy sprint meeting to Donna facilitating with me backing her up and shadowing. So that is exciting. Any other questions around Give economy or things that the team would like to share before we move to communications?
Just one thing I was actually going to propose, because it was a vote of 5 people for 5 years and three people for 4 years. I was just going to suggest that we do 4.625 years. And I just made a comment in that poll. So I don't know if anyone has any objections to that. I was thinking we could just say a date that the stream ends, and it's in that forum post if you want to have a comment. If you guys think it's more important that we have just a set number of years, that's fine too.
Awesome, thank you. So let's discuss this in governance tomorrow, perhaps. And also, go to the forum post, Give economy, liquidity mining, simple poll. And leave your comments or heart Griff's comment if you want to have some support there. All right, for communications, supporting all of our dApps and Giveth as a whole. Working through some Giveth docs. Ashley and Danny have been hacking on our contributors guide, which is a work in progress. There's a Google Doc here if you'd like to check it out. You can read through and leave some comments. They're working on integrating the circles now that those have passed. Also, terms of use. Lauren, our amazing rabbit hole digger explorer, has found the Giveth terms of use and realized that this was something we definitely need to update. So she and Danny are hacking on that together and likely going to fork from other pre-established ones. For the Give economy, there's an in progress how givebacks work document, and then of course again this YouTube video that Lauren recently recorded. And as we continue to get more clarity on how the different pieces of the Give economy work and have all of like more clarity and details, the comms team will begin writing copy more specifically, having those resources. This past week also, we have been working on the community project roundup posts. So we feel like one of the big responsibilities of Giveth is to feature awesome projects of people that are doing good in the world and really curating lists that we share. And so, we have compiled a spreadsheet of upcoming projects that we want to feature, making sure we put some time to like going through the Giveth dApps and hearting cool projects and sending donations, also sending donations from Giveth Love. We've got our Google Doc here on the Spotlight post that Mitch wrote. It's really looking super awesome. And I checked Medium this morning. I don't think it's gone live yet, but we'll be going live this week. Is that right, Mitch?
I noticed it was published, but it doesn't show up on the Giveth Medium.
Oh, okay.
But you can still visit it, so I don't know what's up with that.
Okay, cool. Article live.
Wait, you're talking about the project post?
Yeah, when I go on to our Medium homepage, it doesn't show up there, but I can still navigate to the
yeah. Sorry, I'll rearrange it. It's just because every time you add an article to the Medium, you need to rearrange the entire homepage. I just didn't do it, but I will.
Awesome. Thanks, Lauren and Mitch. Praise, praise, praise. Okay, and we already talked about this. There's a forum post about enhancing the Giveth dApp before the Give economy deploy, and I think we maybe have some time to talk about that tomorrow in governance. Analytics, tracking, and KPIs. Now that we have our circles established and we're going to be establishing what our working groups and stewards are, it's really great for those groups and those circles to decide what are the key performance indicators and like measures of success that we want to work towards. And once you've identified those things, if there's any analytical tracking that we should do on the back end so that we can measure that data month over month, please create a GitHub issue and tag Mitch so that he can create those charts for you in Amplitude. And it's great for us to get really nitty gritty. So like dividing the requests by which platform you're looking to pull information from, what the date range and how often you want to see data, like what data you're looking to track and the source of that data. So yeah, Mitch and Ashley have been hacking on how to create those charts. I've got an example GitHub issue here, but I need to make it a little bit more clear and specific. But yeah, looking for this to start creating these. For my maternity leave plan, we've gotten clarity on that with the communications team. So when the baby decides they are ready, which will likely be sometime in the next month, I will obviously notify everybody at the beginning so that it's not like I'm going totally MIA. And Ashley has offered to facilitate these Sunday community calls moving forward. So when I will be out on maternity leave, Ashley's going to be leading these calls, and Mia will take notes. And we'll have like a little Notion reviewer afterwards just to make sure everything's being tracked. For our communications team, we have Wednesday morning calls that Lauren will be facilitating. And again, Mia's going to take notes, and Ashley or Lauren will continue recording the calls for transparency. And then same goes for whenever the team decides to have Friday hack sessions. And I'm also helping to onboard Mia since she's been interested in the community circle and just our tools and resources and note-taking and all of that stuff. So yeah, again, huge thank you to all of you guys. I'm super, super grateful. And I just wanted to make sure transparently everyone understands like this is kind of the plan that we've decided on. For the circles, we'll talk about this more tomorrow, defining the working groups and stewards. Another thing that you can look forward to for Giveth as a whole is to get our Giveth mission workshops going. So Willie, I'm going to reach out to you after this and just talk about those Giveth mission workshops and planning something similar to what we did with the Giveth vision workshops. So yeah, you guys can look out for those on the calendar. And I think that's it for communications. Ashley, I'll pass the mic to you if there's anything that you'd like to share around community in general or like the gravity trainings.
Yeah, I just had an announcement. The Regenerative Commons Coalition, we received 10,822 PAN in bonus matching this round, so yay! And now we get to decide as a coalition what kind of stuff we want to do with these funds. So if you guys have any ideas or want to get involved in the conversation, there's a link to join the Telegram group. We don't know if we want to like have some sort of event or what we want to do. And we'll probably be discussing that in our next call, which happens on the first Thursday of each month. And I put a link to the calendar in there if you want to get involved with the calls. And I think we'll also be discussing like maybe forming a DAO with the coalition, some of the communities that are involved. I thought that it might be a good idea to like have a DAO house DAO or something like that. So we're going to be discussing maybe some of those options in the next meeting. And then the next bullet point is just there's still a couple people that are missing links to traces or like just confirming their accounts for the source cred. So if you haven't confirmed that with me, check your DMs so we can get that all updated. And then the last point is just the TC gravity training is starting September 21st through November 23rd. It happens in their Discord server where there's a link there. And if you want to sign up for that training, there's this spreadsheet where you can put your name there. So those are the main things that are happening in communities at this time.
Awesome. Thank you, Ashley. And that's really exciting to hear about the big bonus matching for the Regenerative Commons Coalition. I'm curious if there are any operational updates.
First, I think we had some operational work on the Giveth series. I mean, mention that, for example, Dockerizing project is the operational work that we did on the dev team. So we can mention that in here too. Yeah.
Awesome.
We also
Thank
upgraded Nginx servers, services. The latest version and added the rate limiting feature to them. Nginx services without E. The E phrase should be removed. Yeah, and the first E too.
Oh, okay.
And yeah, exactly.
And updating Nginx resolves some security vulnerabilities because the last version that we had some security issues. Yeah, I mean, am I right?
Yeah. Our security council told us that the version we were using had issue.
Bueno, good job, guys. Keeping us safe and protected. Thank you. Any other updates that we have not yet discussed on this community call that would like to be spoken?
I just got here, and I apologize that I didn't have this in my calendar for whatever reason. Hey, everybody, it's Bowen. I just got done fixing the bridge monitor code so it can be accessed via MetaMask Mobile using 1559. So, like, all of the things that I wanted to do with it are now working. So as soon as MetaMask version 10 is pushed live, then everybody will be able to use 1559 payments to pay themselves if they choose. And also, I believe that we have all of the lists for the give drop done. They just need to be compiled into a thing, which we're supposed to set a hack session for. So that was all I had to add. Sorry I'm late.
Thanks, Bowen.
Thanks so much, Bowen. Okay. So without further ado, the next thing is just that we've got a friendly reminder. We've always got time scheduled after the community call for a meme party. If you have the bandwidth and the sassiness to create some memes in the meme channel, you can join the meme voice channel in Discord and jam together with the Groovy bot. Are there any requests from the comms team or anyone else around themes to meme today? Okay, well, if you have any ideas, you can always post that in the meme channel. And that can be the theme of today's jam. Okay, I think that is all. Thank you guys so much for joining our Sunday community call. I hope everyone has a fantastic rest of your weekend. And yeah, hats off to you. We'll be working together this week. Much love.
Thanks, everybody. Have a great week.
Thank you, everybody.
See you tomorrow and go.
Thanks,
Bye.
guys.
Thank you, everyone.
Bye.
Thanks. Bye.